Uh, Dear students, today we have two panelists from Acies Global who will be delivering a pre-placement talk and who will be briefing you about the company as well as this associate trainee hiring program. So let me begin with the introduction about Vijay sir. Vijay Kumar is a alumnus of prestigious IIT Kharagpur, and he has overall 30 years of work experience, predominantly in a leadership. So he worked with big names in tech space like Infosys, Mo Sigma. In Mo Sigma, he was also apprentice leader as well, and he had started a startup Decision Minds, and currently he is a CTO and leader digital practice transformation at Acies Global. And from hiring team, we have Nidhi Sudha. She is a economics graduate and she has done masters in business administration. She has overall 5 years of experience in this domain. With this brief introduction, I welcome you both, uh, Vijay and Nidhi.
Thank you, Bala.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Um, Good morning, everybody. A slight correction to what Bingi had said. My name is Vijay Krishna. Okay, not Vijay Kumar. So, but that's okay. I head technology within Acies. I've been with Acies for the last associated with Acies for the last 3.5 years. And As you said, I started off my career with Infi and worked there for about 12 plus years. I was associated with Sigma when and for close to about 8 years. I tried my hand at doing something on my own, but didn't uh, it didn't go anywhere. And yeah, are you able to hear me? I mean, yeah.
Yes, sir. You are
Oh,
audible.
sure. Yeah. Okay. So that's my background. Okay. Briefly. First of all, thank you, Ms. Bingi, for inviting us to talk to your students or talk to, I don't know what you refer to them as. I mean, but talk to your associates. And what do you call all of uh, people?
Sir, these are our learners from our data science and Gen AI program.
Oh, okay, sure. So thank you to introducing us to your learners. And one of the good things about something that we always have in ACs is something, I mean, is called growth mindset, right? And growth mindset means that we're always learning. So I like the term learners, and we're all learners in ACs all the time, right? I continue to basically like call myself a learner. So that's what it is, right? I'm not really going to use a lot of use presentations today because it was a short notice. Our campus recruitment for 2025-26 period is still underway, so I don't want to kind of use the old presentation. So I'll go ahead and briefly talk about what ACES is about, and let me know if you guys want to talk about, right? So, I mean, ACES was started in 2018 by Mukund Raghunath. Okay, Mukund Raghunath is a graduate of Booth Business School, okay, in Chicago. He was one of the earliest members of Mu Sigma. He's an engineer who worked with Motorola for a few years, and then he decided to do a master's in business administration. And post that, he joined a company called ZS Associates. In India, we'll probably pronounce them as ZS, but in the US, we call them as ZS Associates. They are primarily involved in the pharmaceutical space. So a lot of Mukund's earlier customers were all in the pharmaceutical space. Of course, that he had got an opportunity to work as the first US employee of Mu Sigma, and he was in Mu Sigma for almost close to about 14 years, right? And in different capacities. At the point that when Mukund left Mu Sigma, Mukund was responsible for at least a third of the business in the US, right? So that was Mukund's background. When Mukund left Musicma, a lot of times customers came back and asked, "Hey, you are able to create insights for us, right? But for some reason, we use our internal teams to scale the insights and consume the insights that you have created, and we keep failing, right? And Musicma's forte at that particular point of time was creating insights, and we used to create insights. We used to put that in presentations and then give it to the leadership team. The leadership team then hands it off to their data science or technology teams, and they finally have a difficulty in terms of scaling various things. So what we were looking to at that particular point of time when Mukund had this idea is to say that, hey, why should why should we leave it to the customer to actually scale the insights that we have? Why not help the customer scale the insights? Why not help the customer consume the insights in the way that we have presented it? Then when we started talking about this idea to customers, the customers said, okay, fine. I mean, sure. I mean, are you trying to say that, hey, you will have a data science team that will go and create the insights? Then there is going to be a data engineering team that would go and scale the insights and create the pipelines that you have and things like that. And then finally have a technology team or a mobile team that will go, or a BI team that will actually consume the insights, right? So he said, okay, fine, there are going to be three different teams. Mukund once again thought about it and said, look, if I leave it to three different teams, whether it is one organization that is doing it or several organizations that are doing it, the challenges of handing off information from one team to another team actually is going to be a problem, and the customer ultimately is going to get a substandard response, right? So because of this, then he hit upon the idea to say that, hey, why not have teams that have the same representation across creation, across scaling, and across consumption, right? So the same set of people work on creation, which is the data science side. They work on the data engineering, which is scaling, and they work on technology, which is consumption, right? So that's the idea. So the vision is to actually build an organization that is comfortable with creation of insights, scaling of insights, and consumption of insights, and is not really afraid. There is no fear of knowing technology. There's no fear of working with data. There's no fear of creating pipelines, building pipelines. There's no creation of creating reports. So that fear is something that we want to remove from our associates, so that our associates are able to work across different areas of projects and deliver what is required for the client to get the returns that are expected, right? That's the core vision of what led Aces to be founded. And when I basically like created Decision Minds, which was probably a small startup that I was working, I was passionate about technology. I was passionate about data. And when Mukund came and spoke to me, said, "Hey, I mean, I think we are both aligned in terms of what our visions are." And I joined Mukund, and it was a no-brainer decision to do that at that point in time, right? So that's essentially what we do as an organization. And for you as a learner who's learning data science, data science today is only one sliver, right? I mean, the maximum reach that you're going to have is not generating insights after insights after insights or creating models. You need to be able to create models that scale, which means that when you do experimentation, when you do creation, you are going to do a lot of experimentation. You're going to fail fast. You're going to not stop at one solution, but look at what are better solutions. Your solution that might probably best fit the need might probably be an earlier solution, but you're still not going to stop at that, right? So that's the kind of way by which you're taught to work on things like that. But at the same time, what happens is, when you want to if you want to give tangible results to your customers, you have to scale your solutions, right? You have to scale your solution. But a lot of times what happens is, we believe that automation of how we created a solution is the answer to scaling, right? That's what we always thought with a lot of times. But unfortunately, in our experience, that's not true, right? You cannot, just because you found a solution, all that tells you is that the problem that you're dealing with is solvable. That is all you've proved at this particular point of time. You've not proved anything else. So you prove to yourself and to your customer that the problem is solvable. But once you solve it, scaling it requires, it could be a larger volume of data, it could be different product categories, it could be different ranges, different regions, different customer groups, and things like that, right? And if you have to solve the problem at scale, you have to rethink how the problem needs to be solved at scale. So, which essentially means that one of the options that you had earlier rejected during the creation could actually be the way by which you solve the problem. The way I look at it is, look at creation is about getting data to the algorithm, right? You take the data out of the systems that they reside in, and then you take it to the platform where you're going to design the algorithm and then say that it's solvable. But scaling is about taking the algorithm to the data, okay, right? Yeah, you're going to take the algorithms, and the data is not going to go away from the systems. They are going to still stay in that system. They're going to be still, you're going to say that, hey, how do you take the algorithm to the data? And hence, conceptually, these are two different paradigms, and these are two different paradigms where you look at it is different. So that then becomes the outcome that you're looking at. And once you have generated it, what happens is, now you need to consume the insights that you're generating. So what do you mean by consuming the insights that you're generating? The consumption is a very clear way. The way we articulate it is that everyday decision makers need to make everyday decisions in everyday tools that they use, right? So all three are important, right? We're talking about everyday decision makers making everyday decisions in the in the everyday tools that they use, right? All three has to happen so that you can actually make use of all the insights that you have. And when you talk about everyday decision makers need not necessarily be humans, right? A decade back, I would say everyday decision maker is a human, but today, basically, like, there are agents that are there. It could be an ML model that is going to be there, and things like that, right? These are going to be the ones that are taking decisions for you. In a few years from now, basically, like, everything would probably be AI, is what people claim to be, right? So it need not necessarily be human. So what you have to do is you have to enable that, and somebody who's in a checkout line and needs to have a display that comes on their POS terminal. Somebody who's browsing the website needs to have a chat window that comes on their website that says that, hey, please do this, right? So that's the everyday tool is the backend there in that particular case. So you need to be able to be comfortable irrespective of whichever technology that you're enabling, whoever is the decision maker that is enabled to influence the customer who's on the other side to make a decision. It need not necessarily be a customer, right? You are a product, you are a procurement person, so it could be somebody on you're dealing with vendors and things like that, so the intelligence is for you. Or you're trying to approve a loan in a bank, so you're a bank manager that is trying to approve a loan, and that needs to happen, right? So all of these are going to be people that are going to be there. And when you look at it, these are the kind of tools, these are the kind of environments that uh, real solutions, decision making solutions, are going to be input. So if you look at that, that's why what we have is our vision, right? Our vision then goes back to this tree, right? We want to help drive competitive advantage, right? Using emerging technology and data paradigms, right? When we talk about, so what we believe is that we need to continue to drive sustainable competitive edge, right? When you say sustainable competitive edge, primarily it means that you cannot say that, hey, I've created a competitive edge and I'm going to stay quiet, because tomorrow, look at what happened to OpenAI, right? OpenAI went through the roof, and then suddenly China came up with another tool that's turning what OpenAI tried to did on its head, right? So you need to be able to current influence, you need to start looking at your competitive edge and make it sustainable. And to make it sustainable, you need to start creating competitive edge as you go along, right? And that's, you need to continue to do that. And in order to do that, you need to use technology and data to do that. But you cannot look at every new technology that comes in, every new data paradigm that comes in, and say, I'm going to use it. So what we do is we evaluate the technologies that come in. We make the bet to our customers to say that this is what is going to work for you, and this is what you need to use, rather than basically like investing in every bleeding edge technology that is out there. We believe that emerging technology then is going to be able to take a slightly nuanced view, and take a bet to say that this is what is going to survive time, and this is what is required for you in this particular situation to work on. And that's the vision that we are trying to create, right? And by doing what we call as we build I mean we help customers build and utilize scalable intelligent solutions, combining what we call as technology, data science, and business know-how, right? So we leverage all that and actually look at what we want to do. I'll stop at this particular point of time. I wanted to understand if you guys have any questions. uh, uh, yeah, Maybe if there are any questions that your team might have, I mean, your learners might have, we can go ahead and have that. Yeah.
Sure, sir. So, but we complete the information about the recruitment process. We'll take the QA together, sir.
Yeah, sure.
I'll
Nidhi,
read
want to? Yeah,
I'll
Nidhi will
read
be
out
able
the
to.
question for you, sir.
Sure. Nidhi will talk about briefly about the recruitment process. Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, I think Vijay has explained what we do in detail. I'll quickly go ahead with the process that we have set in place, right? So there are a set of eligibility criteria that we follow. You can go ahead, submit your applications. We'll run through with the criteria, and that is basically about 80% throughout your education time, right? And post to that, we will go ahead have your aptitude test. That would include certain points like dealing with reading comprehensions, going ahead with problem solving skills, and things like that. And post to your aptitude test, once you get shortlisted, you would be going through the technical discussions, right? So these are basically to understand the technologies that you currently have knowledge of and what are your current interests, right? And post to these discussions, we do have a coding test. So this is basically to understand your knowledge about different languages that you're aware of, right? And once your coding tests are also done, we go ahead with the personal interviews, right? So this is again just to understand a little about your background, your career, and what your where your interest lies. So post this process, once you're selected, we go ahead with releasing the offer. Yeah. So this is the process that we have in place.
Okay, thank you, Nidhi. So, as notified by you in the email, the graduates from uh, electronics and communication and all the IT streams of BE BTech
But
who graduated in 24 and 2025 are eligible.
yes,
And other than that, BCom, BCA, and BSc, any stream are eligible, right?
Yes. I mean, BPA is also okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, this
So,
has been notified to you.
sure. And
Yes,
we
sir.
are okay. We are looking, I mean, we are looking for more recent graduates, but if you are a 2023 graduate, who probably is looking for a change, yes, we will entertain you, provide you meet our criteria, and you're okay with what we are offering as a part of our internship, right? So as long as that is okay with you, we should be okay. Yeah.
Okay. And Nidhi, the stipend during the 18
the
weeks will be
We
20,000
don't
per
we don't have a stipend
like
particularly. What we are trying to say is on right on day one, you are
full
you have
time.
a designation. I mean, probably Nidhi will talk about that a little bit more.
Yes. So we don't call it as an internship program. We call it as a traineeship program, right? So you don't come under the stipend criteria. You would directly join us as full-time trainees, right? So you get to have all the benefits that any other employee at Acies is acting like a full-time associate with us, right? And post your 18-week program, you go ahead receiving the conversion letters wherein you will move to a full-time associate role, correct? So this is the career line that we follow. And to speak about the compensation, so we have during your 18-week program, you will be covered under, you'll be receiving about 20K in hand monthly, right? And post your conversion, it will be 4.5 lakhs per annum. So this is the compensation that we follow.
Thanks a lot, Nidhi. And these
Yes.
requirements are open for Bangalore and Chennai, right?
These recruitments are both Bangalore and Chennai. We've not decided what is going to be the area that we're going to be looking at. It can either be in Bangalore or be in Chennai. So whoever we select need to be open for either of these locations, right?
Sure.
It's not a choice.
Yeah,
It's not a candidate's choice. It is the organization's choice.
sure.
Yeah. And as I said, the interview in most likelihood interview would be online. Okay, we do the interviews online, but since you're located in Chennai, we might choose to do it offline also if time permits. But most likely the interview is online. So the way we do it is we your academics is an elimination criteria because we eliminate people that don't fit our basic requirements. So that is something that is there. Your first aptitude test, which is a multi-prong aptitude test. We look at language. We look at thinking, critical thinking. We look at your ability to understand data and be able to take quick decisions, right? So this is an essential aptitude test. So we eliminate people at the end of the aptitude test. But once you are eliminated at the end of the aptitude test, what do we have is we have a GD round. Okay, the GD is also an elimination round. So if you so we do shortlist a few people who are to qualify through the group discussion. Group discussion will be online. Okay. Once the group discussion is done, we'll go ahead and eliminate people and then have a person take a written programming test, right? So this is programming after it's going to be mostly Python, but we're not testing basically like your skills in Python, but you're testing basic programming skills and ability to understand things. So that is not an elimination round. So I mean, just because you do badly in programming doesn't mean that you'll be off the this one, but you do programming and then you get an opportunity to then talk to what is called as a technical panel. A technical panelist will evaluate you and provide their feedback, but that's not an elimination again. You will then be speaking to a leadership panel that evaluates your behavioral skills and fit for our organization and things like that. So that's two sets of interviews. So if once you clear the GD, you are eliminated at the at some of you are eliminated at the aptitude test. Some of you will be eliminated at the end of the group discussion. The rest of you will go through the coding test. Will go through the technical panel and the leadership panel evaluation. All three, right? So and then the final selection is based on what happens. We are looking at around, I mean, we don't have a number in mind. At this point in time, we are looking for good candidates, good fits. So if you meet our criteria, yes, I mean, we will select you, right? But there's no number that we are this, and this is not just open to Odin. We are also doing this drive across basically like multiple set of colleges, at least for candidates that are ready to get placed with us today. We are likely to start our training program starting the middle of August. So that is the time frame that we expect to start off with, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so are there any, I think I've answered all your questions so far. Let me know if I'm not able to answer. In terms of the Google Access link, Nidhi will check and let Binji know, and we can go from there. Yeah.
Sure. Guys, do you have any more questions? Sir, I have one last question for you and Nidhi. So, someone who is joining as a associate trainee, what would be their career path at Aces?
Uh, yeah, definitely. So, what we start off is you start off as an associate. When you're typically in an associate level for about when you're an associate, what we call you as an assisted learner, right? You are trying to assisted performer. So, which means that somebody needs to handhold you, or you are shadowing somebody, and you're performing at that level. We typically say that about 6 months to a year, you are ready to be an independent performer. So when you are an independent performer, you could potentially be in one of our streams, right? You could be a data engineer, you could be a data scientist, or you could be a technology person, right? So that when you are an independent performer, you are predominantly doing the tasks on your own, right? And you go about doing that on your own, but with some support from your team members, right? So that's essentially what it is, right? And various things, right? You're still not able to take tasks and do it yourself and things like that. But when you reach a stage which is typically in about a year and a half to 2 years at max, right? So year and a half to 2 years at max, we say that, hey, then you become what is called as a performer. As you perform at a stage where you help other performers, right? So you are actually going to be at a stage where you could help other people. You can manage tasks for others, right? What we call as managing tasks. So essentially, you are not managing people. You're not giving people feedback on their behavior or anything like that, but you're actually helping them, breaking down tasks for them. You're actually giving them tasks and managing the tasks and saying that everything is okay or not, right? So in roughly about in about 5 years time from your start of your career, people start. I mean, this is the faster performers take about 5 years to reach stage. But when they get to about 5 years, then you start managing people. Right now, you are responsible for not only managing the tasks of people, you're also managing their behaviors and things like that, right? You're starting to work with customers more closely. In all stages, you would still be exposed to customers, you would still be addressing customers, you would still be interacting with them and things like that. But when I talk about managing it, it is about understanding the customers. You will start taking a bigger bottom line, right? It is your bottom line in terms of keeping your customer happy and things like that. So that then becomes your responsibility at that time. Then in about a few years from there, you start becoming managing clients, where you are responsible for the account, you are responsible for relationships with customers, and support that, and then go on from there, right? I mean, that would probably be about 7 years or more. I'll stop at this stage because I mean, beyond that is too far fetched to basically like look at, right? So yeah. And while I gave you the numbers, these are indicators. Some people might move faster, some people might move slower, depending on how they get through, right? Yeah. So yeah, I didn't understand the question, but there's a question here that says after one.
No, no. So generally, what happens is uh, companies, when the one who don't have a platform for assessment, they run the assessment on our platform called One Compiler.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
No,
general
no, we
procedure
do have
is,
we do have our own platform that you will be asked to participate in. Okay. One good thing, one important thing is you need to always have your cameras on when you're taking the aptitude test and the all the tests. I mean the GD and the this one, cameras on, and when you're taking the GD, you are always have to be unmuted, right? Not mute your this one, right? So that's the thing. Right? You will get the receive the instructions at that time, but I'm just letting you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
So
Nidhi. Yeah,
Yes, I have not closed the link yet. I think you should be able to submit in responses. But in case there's any trouble, I can still revisit the link and get back to you.
guys, irrespective of whether you're applying on the OdinSchool, you have to register on the portal. I mean, the link shared by Nidhi as well. Anyway, I'll extend the deadline on the OdinSchool portal as well. Okay? Don't worry about that. So, Rakshit, there will be a direct test that is being shared by Nidhi and team. Okay. Fine. Thanks a lot, Vijay sir and Nidhi, for sparing your valuable time and sharing the detailed insights about ACS Global and the hiring process. It means a lot for us. It was a really wonderful session for us. And a great honor to host you both.
sure, definitely. Thanks, Mingy, and sorry to do this at a short notice. So yeah, if I come across as not being able to complete all of it, so sorry about that. And you can call me Vijay. I don't like nobody in ACES likes sirs, so you can call us or madams. You can call us by our names, right? So good enough. I'm Vijay to all of you, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Thank you, Benji.
All
Thank
right.
you, learners. And thanks, Nidhi. Yeah. Bye. Wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
Bye.
Guys, I'm extending the deadline on our portal as well. Okay. So, in case if you were unable to apply on the hire portal, if you have applied on the Google through the Google form that has been shared by the hiring team, that is more than enough. And one important thing, the test will not be deployed on the one compiler and you will not be receiving any link. So all the eligible students based on the eligibility criteria, you will be receiving the assessment link from the company directly. Okay. So you need to have 80% throughout from class 10 to graduation. So until yesterday, the eligibility criteria was someone who graduated until 2024 from the streams and programs that have been mentioned in the job board. But now they've relaxed to someone who is from the same background, educational background, but who have graduated in 2023 is also eligible for this role. Okay. We wish you good luck. Okay. And please follow the instructions that are being shared to you by the hiring team time to time. Okay. And my best wishes to you.